Hello, I've been busy with my second allotment and doing a lot of clearing up work there, but I have been going back to my first allotment and doing a few things there which we'll see in this video. Some of my original plans have changed now that I've got a second allotment, as some things need to be reorganised. I found a gooseberry bush. It's in the back amongst all these brambles and things, amongst all this rubbish, but then it started leafing out and now I can see it's a gooseberry. But I've got plenty. I've got some at home and I've got plenty on the other plot. It's amazing it's managed to survive amongst all this other rubbish, but when this was all bramble spaghetti and I couldn't even see through it, I'll dig it up and find a good home for it, give it to somebody. After talking with a neighbour, Mandy, we decided to take out this tree which was shading this plot because it was on my plot. It was my responsibility, so I've taken it down to there and we might take the stumps out. But it has opened up both. That plot now gets more afternoon sun and this one gets the sun from the east, and it's not going to block out Mandy's sunlight in the corner because this is where she's going to put the polytunnel. So this was potentially a problem for her, so it had to go. But this other stuff is not mine, so that's between those two plots. They can sort it out. This one right in the corner I could cut back a bit to get the tree branches out. Kathy's plot, which is next to mine, had high hedges on all sides. Her neighbours on the next plot have cut the hedges between their plots, as the tall hedges were shading out their plot. But once my hedges have gone and those hedges have gone, it actually makes the whole lot really open. So if that stuff at the back of that plot was cut, it would really open everything up and it wouldn't shade anybody. Kathy's got some hawthorn and an ash tree and things, and another hawthorn there, but they're definitely on her plot, so it's her problem, her responsibility. I've done everything I can. There's no way we can get to that stump without taking this thing out, so what I might do is wait till I've moved the baths and things and then see what we can do. I wanted to plant along this border, but discovered that this border had layers of carpet and broken glass, which was difficult to dig out. Also, anything I planted along the border would have to compete with the privet for water and nutrients. So I decided to put containers here and plant into those, rather than try to plant directly into the ground. The darnet can sit on the border too and be used as a temporary compost bin. I am repurposing some old water butts and barrels that are no longer watertight but can be used for growing plants in. They are ideal for growing deep-rooted vegetables such as parsnips. Okay, the containers are put in. I'll level them out later, but they're in the right place for now. Now all I've got to do is move the Jerusalem artichokes because there's 2 layers of carpet under there, so they're not going to get through that. But before I do that, I'm going to just put a layer of mulch on there where the buckets of artichokes are going to go. This may look like a lot of mulch, but there are a lot of weeds in this border and I really don't want to keep weeding around the containers. So the best thing is to put the mulch on very thickly. Then it's a case of spreading it evenly. And finally I make sure to pack it down firmly using a heavy weight, which is me. When I tread on something, it stays trodden on. And finally I can place the buckets of Jerusalem artichokes. I think I've planted far too many Jerusalem artichokes. A nearby plot holder wanted to get rid of some bricks, so I've brought some and made this area so I can actually put the mushroom rugs here because it's close to the water barrels, so I can put the mushrooms here and put some shade cloth over it. I've lined up the containers here and all the pots of Jerusalem artichokes. So these are barrels that have seen better days. This one's got cracks in it, no tap, no lid, cracks in the bottom. This one again, crack in the bottom, the tap's gone. This one the same, bottom's alright, no tap. This one is fine, it's got holes at the bottom. One of these four can be used for parsnips or carrots. This one, somebody was getting rid of it, and this is where I actually lifted the carpet. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I might use it as a compost bin, or I might put something like horseradish in there. I've got my horseradish in containers, but if it decides that it doesn't like containers, I might put it in here so I can dig out the horseradish without having to dig into the ground, so it can root into the ground. But I've got a good metre of horseradish root that I can easily dig out. The blue tub has got some roots and rubbish in it at the moment, but it could eventually be used for carrots or celery. But I'm thinking that these don't need to be that far apart. I put them further apart yesterday thinking that they won't cast as much shadow, but looking at what's on the other side, it's a hawthorn tree, compost bins on the other side, so it doesn't really matter if this does cast a shadow. So what I might do is put the bins like in that sort of a formation, so the pots will be like that. Then I'll get more room at that end. I can get some more containers in. And I've just remembered I've got this other container which I did originally use for comfrey, then I realised it had a hole in the bottom there, so this can go with the others, and that can be used for something like carrots. We had another skip day today, and I've managed to rescue some of this edging. It's plastic edging, so it'll go around the beds just to separate the mud chips on the path from the compost in the bed. So it'll do for that, and it'll last longer than wooden pallets. And some pots and stuff that somebody had a surplus of. And in the scrap metal pile I found this clothes line, but I'll sort that out. That can be used for plant supports. But somebody was throwing away tools. Okay, they're a little bit rusty, but they're fine, they work fine. Shears, a couple of loppers. The only thing I can see wrong with that is this one's missing the handle, but the other one's perfectly fine. So I don't know why people just throw things away, but they just need a bit of sharpening. It'll take 10 minutes. I realised I'd put some weeds in there because the weed barrel was full. Put them in there, and then rain had got in, and bottom of it has got some fairly nice smelling wheat tea. So what I'm going to do is decant that, and then I can move the tub. So it's full of wheat tea up to the level of that hole. You can see where it's actually seeped out. I had stuff on top of it, but obviously the rain managed to get through a corner. I mean, the stuff at the top is quite dry. Still coming, and there's still more at this end. So this ice cream tub is more or less full, and there's still a load more in there, so going to be probably another ice cream tub full in there. I've got an empty milk container which has been rinsed out, and I'll pour that stuff in there. We'll see how much we get. It's about time I started decanting. I've got comfrey there, weed in there, and nettles in the other one. They need decanting, but I've got a little bit to be going on with. You may be wondering why I don't use a funnel, especially as I could spill a lot. I haven't got a funnel, but I've got really steady hands. There, that's done, and there's hardly any spillage. Right, so that's half full.
we're almost half full. It just comes just above the label. So I'll have about 3 litres by the time I've done this. Having drained some more, I took all the weeds that were in here and temporarily I've put them in a pot till I empty the weed barrel. So it's all things like bindweed roots and dock roots and things which I really don't want to put in the compost. But the weed barrel is full, so I'm just going to leave them over here for now. But still got quite a lot in there, and that ice cream tub is full again, so I've gone for the plan B, which is use these former water containers. Well, the council brought these a while back, and all they've had in there is water, so they're perfectly safe to use. So I'm going to put the weed tea on there, label it, and then use it as and when. And this is a bit wider than a milk bottle, so I can easily get the stuff in there. There you go, and I didn't spill a drop. Get a bit of sludge in the bottom, but that's alright, I can just tip that in the compost. This is the last, what was left at the bottom of the barrel. So I've got 10 litres there. Doesn't look a lot on these big water containers, but that'll do to start off the stuff in the greenhouse. And then in about a month's time, when we need more of the other stuff, will be ready and decanted. Now I haven't filtered this, so there's a few lumps in it, but it'll do. There's a little bit of sludge and stuff left at the bottom, but that's okay. Now I can move this barrel. Looking at the size of this hole, it's a good 10 centimeters more or less above the bottom of the container, so I'll drill some more holes for drainage, because that's going to be a lot of water held in the bottom, so it's too much. I'll drill some more holes lower down, quite a way up that hole. So I need to put some more further down. I'm going to move that tub across, but I've got to move all the mulch that I put down under the artichoke tubs, and then rearrange the artichokes. There's a stone back here which is getting in the way. I thought I could rearrange things and avoid it, but no, so I'll have to do that. But it's getting late and the battery on the camera's running out, so that'll be a job for another day. I'm managing to juggle working on both allotments, but obviously with 2 plots it's going to take twice as long to get everything sorted. In the next video I'll review some of the seeds I started. So goodbye for now, and come back soon.